Hello and welcome to this chair yoga session. My name is Cecil Zeringue and we will work with how a chair yoga class might look, or a Vinyasa chair yoga class might look when you maybe have trouble getting up and off the ground. That's where chair yoga, or sometimes probably the more appropriate name is adaptive yoga, because we might use a chair, we might use a wall. We could use many different tools, and it's allowing yourself to practice yoga where you are and not be so concerned about how it looks, because it'll look differently for every person. So everyone's individually made different, and we have what's accessible to us today, and that could change, right? So how do you feel today? You know, what's aching, what's not? So we'll give you some ideas of things you can do. And, you know, as a teacher for adaptive yoga, it's really, we're adapting. We're just trying to modify to each student and trying to give them multiple ways of ideas to do a pose. So yeah, thank you for joining me. So if you have a chair, a metal chair will do. Anything you can, most people have them in South Louisiana. We'll start out sitting towards the edge of the chair. And a lot of the principles of yoga, they still apply, where the feet are directly underneath the knees. The feet face 12 o'clock, so the inner ankles kind of line up with the second big toe mount. And it's okay if your toes go off to different angles. We all have little things, especially with our feet. But if you put them in this alignment, they create two little ones moving forward. And feel the sits bones root down, and the knees are like in line with the ankles, and then the hip bones, not necessarily the outer parts of the hip, but where the bones go into the pelvis. And go ahead and gently close your eyes. Just tap into the breath. Inhale and exhale. So your feet, the grounding part of this pose is going to be the base of the pelvis area. Sit bones and the feet. And as you inhale, feel yourself rooting down, and the crown lifts tall. And then exhaling, softening, releasing any grip in your jaw. Face muscles just become more relaxed. Just for a few more breaths, really come into your body and turn the focus inward. Good. Bring your hands to heart center, right? Really meet all the fingertips and draw the shoulder heads back, which is, you know, the top of the shoulders, back and down. And then also let the shoulder blades kind of hug inward as the collarbones widen out. So this might be our Tadasana in Anjali Mudra. And then lift the hands up above your head. So, you know, you feel the arm bones rotate. You want to rotate the biceps more behind you. As the fingertips lift upward and the inner shoulders draw down. So there's this exchange going up and then down. Good. And then the chin is parallel to the ground. And if your lower ribs are bowing up, let them soften down and feel the back ribs lengthening up to the fingertips. And then the tailbone, imagine that it's sinking down. You know, Louisiana, we fish, right? And we have the little knobber that floats. And it just sinks, the weight is on the sink by the hook. So feel that as if it's attached to the tailbone. Good. Now inhale, open the heart a little bit more, and then exhale, Bring the hands to the thighs. Kind of draw the chin to the chest. We'll do a little bit of cat-cow seated with pelvic tilt. So inhale, feel the pelvis tilt forward as the collarbones broaden. And exhale, just kind of internally rotate the shoulders and let the pelvis tilt back. Inhale, good. And now exhale, just warming up the spine and the pelvis, shoulders as well. And while you're doing this, really feel if one side of the body turns or moves easier than the other. Sometimes we might have one side more active, our dominant side, maybe through injury. So it's important that we explore deeper into the areas that maybe don't have the awareness in our movement. So as we age, we start using less and less of the different muscular structures in our body. Maybe something is holding resistance, and we're trying to reawaken. Good. Bring yourself back to neutral. Let's do the circle of joy. The palms of the hands move together. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, lift the hands, the palms, back knuckles up to the sky. Exhale, circle sweep and interlace them behind your sacrum. Inhale, externally rotate the shoulders and maybe press the hands away from the sacrum. And then release back down, palms to heart center. Interlace, inhale, bring the chin to the knuckles, let the elbows lift up. And then exhale. Inhale, rise up. Circle sweep, exhale. Interlace the hands, inhale, open. Feel the shoulder blades press back, but the arm bones externally rotate. And then back to center. Let's do that one more time. Inhale. Exhale, roll forward. So the feet are rooted down. I'm using more of the core because the hands and the feet are active. Exhale, maybe interlace the fingers opposite, goofy, right? For the skaters out there. Inhale. And then release. Good. Let's bring the hands back up. Inhale. Interlace them behind the skull. So if you create this bind where the back skull is pressing into the palms of the hands and the elbows are wide, and feel the arm bones hug into the torso. So notice if you're bowing the whole rib cage back, right? It might be doing this. We want to feel like the rib cage from the back is lifting up. So the whole rib cage is extending away from the chair as you root the sit bones down. And then from here, hinge over to the right. So the left elbow goes up and back to center. Inhale, tall. And then exhale, lateral bend over to your left. So it doesn't have to be dramatic. We're not trying to collapse the left side. Back to center, inhale, exhale to the right. Back to center, neutral. And then exhale down to your left. All right, great, okay. We're going to move the chair now to the wall and do a little sun salutation A and how that might look like, right? So we want the chair to be legs distance away from the wall. And what I mean is the sit bones is going to be on the edge of the chair and your feet be placed to where you can mostly straighten them, okay? Yeah. So you bring the feet in. Sun salutation A goes mountain pose here, inhale, and then fold forward. Bring the hands to the knees. If you want to do the ragdoll, you can grab opposite elbows and just maybe tick-tock the feet a little wider and allow the crown to sink down, soften. You can spend a few moments here letting the spine round safely and gravity working for you. And I think of ragdoll of letting the head and neck release. So you can kind of gently go side to side. Now you lift back up, halfway lift. And the hands could even be on the knees. Forward fold. Then rise back up into mountain pose. Good. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. And for upward facing dog, bring the fingertips pointing backwards onto the back of the chair. Okay? Feet still positioned in hips distance apart. And press the palms down. Feel the arm bones externally rotate. Lower front ribs nudge down. And even the back ribs lift up to where the point of hinging in the thoracic spine is more by the collar, upper collarbones, or the heart space. Right? We don't want to be arching the lower back tremendously. Most of us have lower back issues or can. But you want to feel the elongation of the lower back being protected. And the same thing with the neck, right? We're really just trying to get the opening in the thoracic spine, the space with the ribs that attach to the vertebra. Good. A few more breaths here. Inhale and exhale. So I think of chair vinyasa as not being something that you flow rapidly. I mean, you can, but doing the sun salutation in a slower pace, right? Now for downward facing dog, doing it in a slower pace allows us time to be in the pose. So the feet come forward, and make sure your chair is on a mat so it doesn't slip or slide back. The hands walk into this lateral shape, or I would say perpendicular shape from the hip bones to the wall. And then rotate the arm bones and activate the feet. So this would be the downward facing dog. Sometimes in downward dog and vinyasa class, we take one hand and grab the opposite ankle and we twist. So we can do this here as well. And feel the top arm, and you really have a point of reference to rotate the arm bone, and you gaze underneath the arm. Bring your right hand back up. And you might only bring the hand to the thigh. So let's bend the elbow and just feel the rotation of the spine and twist. So we're not trying to curve the spine, the elongation of the spine and the twist. Good. And the neck is in a happy place, right? Notice if you're drawing it back or the chin's forward. I kind of like to think that make it more of an extension of your spine. And walk your hands back forward. Draw the feet back in. step, halfway lift, forward fold. And the mountain pose, inhale. Good. And then bring your hands back down. So you can do several rounds of that and make yourself a little sequence. So we did a little twist and downward facing dog. Let's seat ourselves back to the edge of the chair, maybe away from the wall. Now you can do little cat dances, right? Inhale. And then exhale, draw the knee up and grab the hands to the bottom chair, either the chair seat or the chair legs. And then lower it back down. Inhale. And then lift the left knee. So we get a little bit of a core work. A little crunch, tiger curl. Inhale. Do that a couple times on each side. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale on each side. Lift the right knee up. Inhale. And then lift the left knee up on the exhale. And then lower down. Good. Lift the right knee up. Open up the gate. So we have this L-shaped structure, stability with the legs. And let's do a warrior two. So the palms are roughly shoulder height. Good, I get to see myself in this case. A lot of times I don't get to see myself, right? And then the shoulders, you want them right over the hip bones. And notice if one hip bone is doing most of the grounding. Try to balance the hip here. So in warrior two, and this thigh is externally rotating. So really use the stability in the left leg to work on this front thigh, externally rotating out. Good. You can even bring the heel of this one inward to kind of give you that activation here. If you want to reverse warrior, bring the left hand, maybe there's the chair seat, or if you want to go deeper, grab the chair leg and lift it up through the right arm. Good. Inhale. And back into warrior two. Let's do that again. This time, if you want to walk the hand down a little further, good. You can even put the hand on the chair seat. Bend the elbow if you do that so that the shoulder doesn't hike up. And then back to warrior two. Extended side angle. Bring the forearm, right forearm into the thigh. And rotate that front shoulder. Good. The hand, left hand can even go here. I don't know, some of us have shoulder impingements that way we can't really lift it above our head. So you want to just do the sensation of it, and as soon as you feel that sharp pain, pull away. And then try to rotate the arm bone differently to where maybe you can get the hand to the head, right? You know, it's just sometimes the rotation of the shoulder will alleviate the compression and give you more access. Bring yourself back to center and then step the right leg over to neutral. Good. Let's do a Vinyasa. Inhale, mountain. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. And then back up into Tadasana. Lift the left knee up and rotate, open up the left leg out wide. Again, hug this right leg in. externally rotate. What that means is the whole thigh bone is moving outward, and that kind of gives you space for the torso. You know, so I can go way up on the thigh and rotate it myself with my hands and really feel it. Good. Now bring the hands upward into your warrior two. And gaze over the fingertips, and if this is difficult, again, adjust to what works for you. Look, see how my knee was going out. Bring that knee right in line with the thigh. And same thing here. So hands, feet, core. See your bandhas. You can feel the mula bandha drawing up, which is like the root integration. Lifting up. The Uddiyana bandha, knitting the ribs together. Good. Now reverse warrior. The hand can reach the chair leg or the seat. Inhale. And then exhale back to warrior two. Good. And let's do it again. Inhale, maybe the hand goes a little deeper here and grab onto the chair board, chair leg. One more breath here, inhale. And then exhale, warrior two. Extended side angle. So whatever version with this opposite hand, if you want to put it on the hip, this is really good. You can rotate, you don't have to worry about impingement of the shoulder. Good. So this thigh is rotating like here externally, and the torso is rotating, spiraling, giving you a little bit more access. It should feel good. Yeah, maybe. You may have things that are in the way. If you really feel like you want to lift the arm up and you have access to it, go for it. Good. And then go ahead and bring yourself back up. Lift the left foot over to meet the right. And you know, what's a practice without Shavasana and how that might look like in a chair? You know, if you can't get up and off the ground, you can use a double chair. If you have a second chair, I'll go get one real quick, and a pillow. And we'll show it facing this way. Take the chair, bring the pillow on top of it, and stack the other one facing. So the chairs are facing each other. And this time we're going to bring tick-tock the feet out wide to really allow it just to be neutral. In Shavasana, you're not really trying to engage much at all. If anything, you're trying to dissolve the legs and the arms. And you can bring the hands into some kind of comfortable position, forearms crossed. Just lower down. And it may not be this, you might have to put double pillows, blankets. So for now, get yourself set up. You can pause the video. You can even bring the hands to some type of neutral. Maybe it dangles over. So play with it. Forehead onto something. And if it's better to put one ear to one side, then you're going to switch. So. Just allow the face muscles to relax and drop. Release any grip in the jaw. With every breath, allow your body to sink deeper and deeper. And if you want to lift up and turn your head over to the opposite side, the other ear. Meet the blanket or the pillow. And slowly walk your hands to the chair legs and letting your head and neck be the last thing to rise up. And walk your hands up to your knees. Well, appreciate everybody who's watching these videos. I hope that this helps. We're trying to cover a wide variety of different types of classes because everybody's in a different place, especially if you're practicing at home and maybe don't even come to a yoga studio. So I hope you really take this on daily and explore. Watch videos of this, we have a catalog of different ones, but also there's so many different yoga studios stepping up to offer people in time of stress and need to be able to practice and use this time of solitude and distancing to actually become closer to the innate and beauty that's within, right? So bring your hands to heart center. Inhale, inside out. The light of me honors the light and love within each of you. Namaste.